right, everybody, thank you for joining me again tonight. I guess now that I got my butt in gear, we're starting to do a little bit more building and more progress. I went ahead and connected the dump bed to the frame, and partially the cab. Only issue I had with the cab is our locating pins from AMT are actually located on the side of the radiator grill. Yeah, hard to get a drill in there. So when I'm all done with the cabin, I'm going to snap that radiator grill back out to de-chrome it. Believe it or not, it's still chromed. It's just primered there temporarily for the camera. When I strip the chrome off of it, I'm going to build up the bottom where the hinge connects to the frame. I'm going to build that up in styrene because it's very narrow and I need a little bit more meat on there so I can connect or do the connections I want to do, kind of like that. So for right now, we kind of got it on there, kind of flimsy, but we'll cover all this right about now. As you can see, I'm really glad I went with the turning wheels on the front, because every time I think of that truck running around down there in Austin, Texas, it's got its wheels turned because it's performing some sort of crazy donut. And I don't usually make my wheels to roll or to turn. In this case, to me, it was really important to have the front wheels turn. I'll show you all sorts of little neat stuff I have here on the table that we're going to be working on the next few days. If you guys want to concentrate on one particular aspect of the build, and you would like for me to go back and maybe cover it a little bit more, or maybe even shoot you your own little quick video, just let me know down below in the comments section. I've done that before in the past, and I actually love doing that. I'll be more than happy to share my techniques, what I do, my mistakes, so on and so on, with anyone who's interested. A lot of neat stuff going on YouTube right now as far as 1/25th scale big rig or rig building. And let's go ahead and get straight to this. So our dump bed works perfect. It's connected on there nice and solid. All my hinge connections that I do, I make them so I can take them apart many times throughout the build, which is usually what happens. So right off the bat, I can tell you the bed sits a little bit way too low, or just a little too low actually, and a little bit too forward, just a little bit, little tiny amounts. Easy to fix. We've already figured out the hinge portion of it. Oops. Check out with the weighted double brass sheet custom door we built on this guy. Check out how she actuates because of the weight that those two pieces soldered together have now. I get that effect. Also, I had to build up the hinges on top in order to accommodate the new weight of so let's put this guy in for right now. Okay, a lot to explain, so might as well do it right now. We're going to figure out the correct position where this thing is going to go and permanently attach it to the frame. But it's going to be one of those removable type things where we can always come back and take the hinge out and readjust, do whatever we have to do throughout the build. We are not going to use the AMT, that hydraulic ram or piston or whatever you call it. The only components we're going to use from AMT for my dump bed is going to be the actual housing pieces. Oops, sorry about that. to keep all of us awake. It's getting late here at night. But anyways, I'll use the bottom portion of that hydraulic thing, only the bottom portion, because I'm actually going to use these extended pointers or magnetic, I think this was a magnetic one, pickup thingies that you buy, and you know they extend out. It's like a antenna from a radio, and they hold their position and they come back in. So this is what we'll use for our hydraulic ram system. It holds its position no matter where you stop it, and that's what I like about it. But I also like that nice chrome shiny finish. And this will be housed in the AMT, the base portion anyways, kind of like that, and then I'll extend it up whenever it needs to be extended. I'll cut it to length so it'll fit that piece there. And the good thing about it, it'll hold its position up here. Oh, sorry about that. It'll hold its position, especially at the top, wherever I stop lifting or dropping, it'll hold its position because of the friction and the stiffening of these pieces here. So we'll only use the housing parts of it, and the bottom portion, I'll build up my own, the hydraulic, I guess it's the PTO that makes it go. I'll do some research on Google and I'll build up my own. I won't use the pieces that AMT provided. Real quick, the cab, just using this quick mock-up setup I used today, I can tell you right now that the cab does sit a little bit way too high for my taste. You can't tell in this shot here because we're up high, so I'll lower that just a little bit. I'll raise the dump bed just a little bit, and I'll slightly move it back, and we're going to be right exactly where we want to be. See? May not hold, yeah. There you go. So we're getting there. Oops, it's coming off already. I can feel it. Anyways, in this shot here, you can see that white piece of styrene that I did go ahead and install it, and I'll fill the ends with Bondo here and clean it up. My hinge system, you could barely see a little bit of the aluminum down there. You know what? This model's getting heavy. That's the way I like them. Well, we'll leave it like that. We don't want to tip the girl over. We'll show it to you guys later. I haven't drilled out the headlights yet. I was going to do that tonight, but it's something I don't want to be rushed doing. It's going to be a one-shot thing. If you mess up, you're going to have to, repair that styrene. So this is what I did come up with, and I'll share with you guys right here. What I wound up using, what would be correct size for you guys if you guys want to build your own single round headlight Freightliner kit or model, is the headlights from the actual Ford Louisville kit are a little bit too big. And the buttons for my Western wear shirts that I wear all the time, my giddy up cowboy shirts, those are too big also, although they look fantastic. What's the perfect size is the round headlights that come on the AMT Ford C600 kits. Those are the exact same perfect size for if you want to tackle the job of replacing your lights on this. Remember, we're not only putting round headlights in this thing, we're lowering the headlight position. We've always heard, always read, always seen, and have experienced ourselves. And if you saw my 3-piece video on the greatest Freightliner, series ever made, was an exaggerated title, but it was done for a purpose, to catch people's eyes so we can stop talking bad about this particular model here. So all you ever hear, and they're correct, is the headlights sit way too high on the AMT Freightliner. But if you watch my 3-part series way back then, I think I did about a year ago, They may be correct for the particular Freightliner, that prototype that you're going to be copying. So do your homework, check your pictures, your video references, freeze frame videos, blow up the freeze frame, and do your homework and your research for the particular Freightliner model, the real one that you're going to be copying. Because as you saw, if you see that three-part series, it's long. They're all over the place, but genuinely, I'm going to say 98% of the time, the headlights sit way too high. But we found out there's about 3 positions for those headlights, by the way. And I covered that in that video series. Let's see here. So the AMT headlight is the correct headlight. We drilled out a hole in our styrene. We're going to be drilling on 2 planes on the front of the cab. What would be sheet metal on the real truck, styrene in this case. Our large 5/8 drill is going to go through a flat plane, and it's at the same time it's going to have to go through a radius curve right about. There's your radius curve, and there's your flat plane. So you're looking at the headlights kind of going about, I don't have little, okay, let's do it this way. Your headlights are going to be, we use the round end of this to simulate where the headlight's going to be. Your headlights are going to be not up here, they're going to be about down here and slightly outward. Where, let's just say on your round headlights you're installing, in this case the driver's side one, what's going to be protruding outside of this round radius curve, where the rest of the headlight sits flush inside the sheet metal. I keep forgetting. Your headlight's going to sit flush inside the sheet metal, pretty much all of the headlight, except maybe the last quarter is going to stick on this radius, stick out of this radius. And if you check out the pictures, that radius right there. I'm having tripod issues tonight. So check out your pictures carefully. When I get to it, I'm going to share that with you guys, but I will share something with you right now. I did practice on a piece of styrene that I curved, and there's our 5/8 hole. So let's do it like that. That would be that. That's going to be the exact same size hole that we're going to be using for our build. And remember, your headlight sits flush inside, but it pokes out of the radius off to the side there. So I wanted to make sure, and I'm going to practice a few more times on this round face here, because when I go ahead and drill out the hole, I want to make sure I got my angles of attack correct and my technique, pressure and all that. I don't want to crack the styrene or deform it or mess it up. But once the holes are in, the rest is real easy, and I'll share that with you. There's a couple little things you also have to do. It's not just drill a hole and glue the light in, but we'll cover that when we get to it. Pretty much we're almost done, but I did want to cover this real quick. You still have parts of the sprue, the connections on this. This is the actual handle that the driver uses to haul himself up onto the inside of the cab on a Freightliner. So we go like right there. It'll go like right here. What I wanted to share with you guys, let me get on this side of the tripod, is let's do it right here. We're going to use the AMT provided parts up to a point. What I'm thinking of doing, and I'm pretty much dead set on it, is I'm going to cut off the actual rod part of it. I'm just going to use the housing or these fixtures that connect to the actual body. I'll drill out a small hole through there, and I'll install metal rod, real metal rod, like aluminum or stainless, going through that using their 3 connectors, but not using the AMT parts. Sounds like overkill. Why am I doing that? Is it really necessary? No, but it's stuff I like to do. I guess it challenges myself, and I like to share what I found out, the results, whether good or bad, with you guys. And one last thing. We got our Detroit diesel. The rest of the parts are sitting in, I'm taking the chrome off. I'm dechroming them, like the fans and the turbo housing or the supercharger housing and all, all that good stuff comes on a sprue, and all of it is chromed. So we are taking that stuff off, but there's more pieces to it than that, and we'll do an entire build series and weathering series with oils on the Detroit diesel here pretty soon. And the big thing we're gonna do that it's gonna bring the build process to a grinding halt. Is gonna be when we work on our rivet detail up here, the seam and all that good stuff. We don't have to fear that shit anymore. We've conquered it, all of us here, especially right now. There's a lot of guys putting out videos and how they're tackling that. And we're going to tackle that too. It's going to be a long, maybe 3-part series, tutorial. We're going to cover all sorts of stuff, different things you can do. You want to do it correct and get your archer rivets like I did here, you can. Or I'm going to show you guys that you don't have to go through all that stuff. We could do it an easy, quick way. It's your Freightliner, and you choose which way you would like to do it, or come up with your own way. But I'm going to shoot the videos. They're going to be out there in internet outer space forever and ever. Whoever wants to use them, they're more than welcome to it. We're pretty much done for today. I'm going to take the camera off the tripod. We'll zoom into the dump truck. I'll put the camera back on the tripod. I'll walk away and you guys just check out the video. You guys take care. Thank you for following this build, and thank you for your patience. For me, I'll stepping out for a few weeks. You guys take care. All right, you guys take care. Thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your evening. See you guys next time.